Imagine waking up one morning at the age of 55. You roll over, glance at the person lying next to you, and realize you've spent more than half your life together. You've shared joy and sorrow, raised children, maybe even welcomed grandchildren. You've celebrated milestones, birthdays, and anniversaries. Yet somehow, in the quiet of the morning, you sense a subtle change. The spark that once lit up every glance, every touch, every word, perhaps it feels dimmer now. The butterflies of youth have long flown away, replaced by routines, responsibilities, and the familiarity of daily life. Many people ask themselves at this stage, is this what love becomes after 50? Does passion fade with time? Or is there still a way to keep that flame burning brightly? The truth is, love after 50 is not an ending, it is a transformation. Just like the seasons of the year, relationships evolve. In spring, love is full of energy, passion, and excitement. In summer, it is warm, abundant, and vibrant. By autumn, it matures, filled with wisdom and depth. And in winter, while the outside world may be cold, inside the home, love can be the fire that keeps two hearts warm. What many people don't realize is that the autumn and winter of love can be just as beautiful, if not more, than the spring and summer. But it requires intention. It requires effort. It requires choosing, every single day, to keep the flame alive. Scientifically, there are reasons why relationships feel different after 50. Hormonal changes begin to play a role. Men often experience a gradual decrease in testosterone, leading to lower energy, reduced libido, and sometimes irritability. Women face menopause, a natural shift that brings hot flashes, mood swings, and changes in sexual desire. These physical changes can impact emotional closeness as well. Couples may feel embarrassed, ashamed, or frustrated. They may wonder if something is wrong with them, or worse, if something is wrong with their relationship. But here's the secret, nothing is wrong. These are normal, natural stages of life. The key is not to ignore them, but to adapt. Think of love like a fire in the fireplace. When you first light it, the flames leap high and burn with intensity. But if you don't tend the fire, it will eventually die out. In long-term relationships, the logs of passion must be replaced with new fuel, companionship, laughter, shared experiences, and deeper intimacy. The fire may not always roar as it once did, but it can glow steadily, offering warmth and light that lasts through the night. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on your own story. Do you remember the first time you met your partner? The nervous excitement of that first date? The rush of adrenaline when your hands brushed against each other? The way you stayed up all night talking, not wanting the moment to end? That spark, the energy of connection, is still inside you. It has not vanished, it has simply changed form. Sometimes it hides beneath the layers of daily stress, health concerns, or years of routine. But it can be reignited. In fact, studies show that couples who intentionally nurture their relationship after 50 report higher levels of happiness than those who let their relationship run on autopilot. The American Psychological Association notes that couples in long-term marriages who engage in small but meaningful acts of love, like complimenting each other, sharing meals, or holding hands, experience increased emotional satisfaction and even physical health benefits. Love, in other words, is medicine for the body and soul. But here's where many people get it wrong. They assume that love should just happen, naturally, like it did in the beginning. In reality, the early stages of love are fueled by chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, flooding the brain with excitement and passion. As time passes, those chemical surges stabilize. Passion becomes comfort, and excitement becomes familiarity. Without conscious effort, couples risk drifting apart, not because they no longer love each other, but because they stopped feeding the fire. The lesson here is simple. Love after 50 doesn't fade because it's old, it fades because it's neglected. Let me share a story. John and Mary had been married for 32 years. In their early years, they were inseparable, traveling, laughing, and enjoying life's adventures. But once their children grew up and left home, the silence in the house felt heavy. John buried himself in work. Mary filled her time with community activities. They still lived together, but emotionally, they were drifting. One evening, while cleaning out the attic, they stumbled upon a box of old letters they had written to each other during their courtship. Reading those letters brought tears to their eyes. They remembered who they were back then, not just as parents, but as lovers, as dreamers, as partners in crime. That night, they sat on the porch, talked for hours, and laughed like teenagers again. It wasn't magic. It was memory. It was intention. From that day forward, they promised to write one short note to each other every week, just like they used to. Over time, those little sparks rekindled their fire. Today, John and Mary say their love feels deeper than ever. This story is not unique. Across the world, couples rediscover each other after 50. The common thread is effort. It's about remembering, appreciating, and choosing to reconnect. Which brings me to a small exercise for you right now. Pause the video for just 1 minute. Close your eyes. Think of the very first memory with your partner that still makes you smile. Maybe it was the first time you kissed, the first trip you took, or even the first inside joke you shared. Hold on to that image. Feel the warmth it brings. That memory is proof that the flame is still alive. It may be quiet, but it is waiting to be fanned back into brilliance. As we move forward, I want you to keep that memory close. Because throughout this journey, we'll uncover the science, the strategies, and the secrets to lasting love after 50. We'll explore how to communicate better, how to maintain intimacy, how to manage the challenges of aging together, and how to create new adventures no matter your age. But more importantly, we'll remind ourselves that love is not measured in years or wrinkles or milestones. It is measured in moments, moments of connection, laughter, forgiveness, and tenderness. And every couple, no matter their age, has the power to create those moments again and again. So let's take the first step together. Love after 50 is not about holding on to the past. It is about embracing the present and building a future filled with warmth, joy, and togetherness. This is the beginning of a new season, and the flame can shine brighter than ever before.